Welcome to Season 3 of Girls' Night Out, a sci-fi romance in 5 episodes. I'm Nancy Zelno, the voice of Grace. Episode 1 of Season 3 is up next. Griffin, I want to tell you and Kallie everything, but when I first tried, it didn't go the way I had hoped. Okay, I chickened out. I hadn't expected Kallie to just not believe me, but I didn't push it, and part of me felt that it wasn't the right time.
Mom? I think I lost my phone. Have you seen it? Maybe you can call it. Oh. Hi. Who are you?
Kallie, this is Fanboy.
Did you say fanboy?
My name is Fenn B. Fanboy is my nickname. I believe nicknames are a sign of affection.
Yeah, sometimes. Not always.
We're old friends. Kallie, Fanboy is an alien.
What? You mean like from Mexico?
No, Kallie. Fanboy is from space.
Whatever, Mom. I just need a parent to sign this permission slip. I tried Dad, but he's on a wine tasting weekend with ecstasy.
You mean Emily?
Yeah, her. Anyway, can you sign it?
What am I permitting?
You know that writing competition where I was shortlisted? So, the prize for the shortlisted people is a writer's intensive workshop. And at the end of the workshop, they choose one writer and publish their work.
That's wonderful, Kallie. How much is it?
It's free.
Oh, even better.
It starts next week, before first year starts. The instructor is Kieran O.
Okay, I'll sign it. Kieran O, born and raised in Whitney. Last year, his debut novel, Gingersnap, had won the prestigious Atwood Prize for speculative fiction. Kallie had been through a lot. I couldn't say no.
Oh, and right here too. Thanks, Mom. Nice to meet you, Fenn B.
Kallie walked away with a signed permission slip. 1 week with the illustrious Kieran O. What could possibly go wrong?
She is so much like you, Gracie.
Do you think so? After the assassination attempt on the director, the Laniakeans were at war. It was a quiet war, a civil war. Some Laniakeans believed that the humans of Earth were entitled to live in peace on their planet and make their own mistakes. But the Pro-Cull Alliance believed that the humans of Earth were a destructive, archaic life form, an infestation. The Pro-Cull Alliance was a collective consciousness, sometimes speaking individually, sometimes speaking as one. The Alliance met to plan their next move.
Influencer S. Does the director know that we made an attempt on his life?
No, I am sure he doesn't. Kestrel Venn was very discreet.
Discreet, yes, but Kestrel Venn failed. You were too impulsive.
I was attacked by a large flock of birds. No one could have predicted that.
The humans of Earth understood what you were trying to do. They worked as a team. They outsmarted you.
They didn't outsmart me. They were lucky.
There is no luck.
I admit our plan failed, but we will try again. In fact, I want us to come up with some ideas here today, using our imagination. Here's the problem. We want to reduce the human population of Earth to 0, but there can be no significant degradation of the ecosphere. And it needs to look like it happened naturally.
All of the humans?
Yes. I firmly believe that we cannot coexist with the humans. They will not accept us. They will see us as invaders. They will fight us. It will never end. So it is best to remove them quickly and decisively. No half measures. All right. Any ideas? Remember, no idea is a bad idea.
How about a pandemic?
Good.
or a predator.
Did you have one in mind?
Mosquitoes kill more humans than any other life form.
Mosquitoes are not really a predator. Not for humans, anyway.
It's on the list. Anyone else? Come on, people.
We could just kill them.
Yes, but it's the method I'm after.
The maximum allowable cull is 75%. Cognos won't allow any more than that. But we could hack Cognos, remove his maximum cull setting, then kill them all.
No one can hack into Cognos.
Let's not critique these. Anyone else?
We could manufacture an artificial asteroid and strike the Earth with it.
Wouldn't that damage the ecosphere?
We modify their information systems, make it look like one country has attacked another country. Global war.
I like your thinking.
Wouldn't humans stop short of total annihilation? I'm not sure everyone would die.
And there's the ecosphere, too.
Alien invasion. We construct a spaceship off-planet, armed with a robotic army or weapon of some sort. The ship lands, releases the weapon, kills everyone, and leaves. Not our fault.
Who are these aliens?
It's us, but it looks like it's someone else.
How about a human-specific toxin?
Is there one that just kills humans?
We're not evaluating. We're just generating ideas.
Perhaps mind control and create a mass suicide.
Noted.
How about famine?
Good. Well, there are some great ideas here. I think we should expand a few of these. Oh, by the way, it looks like the charges against Fenn B will go to trial. I am a witness. Wish me luck.
After their brainstorming session, the Alliance had chosen two plans, Plan A and Plan B. Kestrel Venn was put in charge of Plan A, but he was willing to tell Fanboy some of what he knew. For a price.
We'll choose a pathogen and use the humans themselves to spread the contagion to multiple locations all across the Earth.
Which pathogen?
Something contagious, something incurable. We will steal as many pathogens as we can from the laboratory on Earth and try them out.
What about Plan B?
I only know about Plan A. Influencer S is the only one who knows both plans. Now, how about that Earth vacation?
You haven't told me very much.
That's all I know. We had an agreement, Fenn B.
Very well. Which animal would you like to borrow?
I rather enjoyed being a bird of prey, but I would like to be a larger one this time. I'm thinking a bald-headed eagle.
With Clementine back in town, Laine was determined to get our band back together. She had talked our friend Paul into letting us play backup at his bar, the Shameful Tiki. Just a couple of songs before the main act. We were finishing up our rehearsal when Fanboy showed up.
How does it feel to play together again?
A bit rusty, but good.
I was hoping you all could help me with something. And we could use it to fine-tune your powers.
Once Fanboy told us about Plan A, we got to work, figuring out what to do about it. Clementine popped open her high-powered laptop.
There are 59 laboratories in the world that research deadly diseases. 7 of those labs research gain of function.
Gain of what now?
Well, that's where the lab intentionally modifies the contagion to make it more deadly.
We've got people working on making diseases more deadly?
We do. And of those 7 labs, 5 have really good security systems. Anyone would have trouble breaking in them, even the Laniakeans.
That leaves 2 labs that are easy to break into.
Well, exactly. And if my spider sense is correct, it's the Hellshammer Infectious Disease Research Centre.
Hellshammer? Sounds cheery. Laine, Clementine, and I could thought share with ease now, and we had an open channel to Cognos, Fanboy, and the director. We felt invincible. 80 kilometers from the Arctic Circle, Hell's Hammer is the most remote contagion research facility on Earth. A privately funded facility, Hell's Hammer is staffed by 32 technicians during the day. At night, only a single, unarmed security officer manned the front desk. Hell's Hammer is only accessible by helicopter. But there were other ways of getting there. Ski-doo or sleigh drawn by reindeer. I thought for sure Clementine would choose the ski-doo, but I was wrong.
Wow! This is amazing! God, no wonder Santa is so goddamn jolly. On Dasher! On Dancer! On Donna! On... what were the rest?
Let's see. On Dasher, on Dancer, on Donner, and Blitzen.
There's a Cupid, right?
Let's see. Dasher, Dancer, Donner, Blitzen, Cupid... Comet! Oh, man. Oh, I'm freezing. Why couldn't this lab be in Tahiti?
I guess because diseases don't spread very well in cold climates.
I get that. I don't much feel like spreading myself.
So, are you ready to practice your powers?
Hell yeah! Bring it on!
Laine, you already use your power very well.
Ha! Already top of the class?
But you can join consciousness with a near infinite number of organisms, and not just the ones you can see.
So far, my biggest was a flock of starlings.
I remember, but you can do much more, Laine. Clementine, you can see the optimal path from an infinite set of choices. You just have to trust it. When you see it, believe it.
When you see it, believe it. That should go on the t-shirt. Oh, hold on, girls. We're going into a dip.
Oh my gosh! What about me?
Gracie, your power is not intended to be a weapon. Fireballs, exploding bins, blowing doors off their hinges.
I had to improvise.
I understand, but your power is so much more than that. You can change mood, the shape of space-time. You can slow time down, speed it up, expand matter, contract it.
Gracie, the mistress of mood.
My left hand doesn't seem to work as well as my right.
You don't need your hands at all. Just use your mind.
Yeah, Gracie. Keep your hands to yourself.
When you three are together and you join your powers, that is when something truly extraordinary can happen. So stay connected. Even if you are in different places, thoughts share whenever you can.
Almost there. Get ready, girls.
Would you like assistance completing the list of reindeer?
Absolutely, Cognos.
The 1823 poem by Clement C. Moore, The Night Before Christmas, features 8...
We dropped Laine behind a group of sheds near the lab compound. She hunkered down, on the lookout for Sanditha's Plan A team. As we approached the lab, I went invisible. Clementine brought the sleigh up to the entrance, got out, and buzzed the door.
Laine, can you calm the dogs down? My reindeers are fretting.
Tämä on yksityisalue. Palatkaa pulkkienne luokse ja poistukaa alueelta.
Good evening. Do you speak English?
Of course.
Oh, good. I'm Dr. Clementine Venuti, and I have an appointment with Dr. Koskinen.
I don't know what to tell you. There is no Dr. Koskinen here.
Oh? Is this not Moolah?
Madam, you must continue due north another 4 kilometers to Mulla.
Oh. Which way is that?
One moment. You can see the lights over there. There is good path for the pulkka along the river.
What's a polka?
As Clementine talked, I tried to sneak inside. I couldn't. I needed a pass.
Just go through the door, Gracie. It is just energy.
Yeah?
You can expand the molecules in the door. Or you can expand the molecules of your body. Then pass through.
Okay, I'll try the door.
It can be a wall, too.
Shh, I'm concentrating. I was in.
There's a helicopter coming.
I see. So I head for the river and then left. Oh, thank you so much for your help.
Clementine left in the direction of the next town. Overhead, we could hear the helicopter. Zanditha's Plan A team was arriving. Armed mercenaries that Kestrel Venn had hired through the Earth's dark web. My job was to neutralize all the contagions in the lab. My method? Heat. I would elevate the temperature of all the samples, a huge setback for the lab, but necessary to protect humanity. As I cooked the contagions inside the lab, outside, one of the mercenaries ran up to the entrance to the lab, set down a device, ran back to hide behind the helicopter, and detonated an explosion. 2 mercenaries waited by the helicopter while the other 4 climbed through the broken glass and wall fragments and came inside. They found the security officer inside and pointed their weapons at him.
Oh, herranen aika. Gentlemen, this is a very dangerous area. You should not enter without proper...
Shut up and open it now.
While 2 mercenaries posted guard on the front door, the security officer led the other 2 mercenaries into the infectious disease research unit, a deadly area, sealed from the rest of the laboratory with double glass doors. During the day, the lab technicians who worked inside the unit wore full-body pressure suits with individual breathing gear. The larger mercenary motioned to the security officer to open the door. The security officer scanned his pass to let them through. I stood quietly on the other side of the double doors and watched as the 2 mercenaries tossed down their duffel bags and began to roughly fill them with pathogens. They didn't check the pathogens first. They just took everything. Then, the small mercenaries spotted a small refrigerator under a fume hood.
What's in the fridge?
More glass tubes.
Yeah. Grab them.
I missed that fridge. The mercenaries had finished filling their bags and started to come back through the double doors. But they couldn't. They motioned to the security officer on the other side of the double doors to let them out. He shook his head.
Gracie, you need to move.
Move where?
Anywhere. Now!
I stepped away from the double doors. One of the mercenaries opened fire. That was close. Laine, I missed one of the bags. The first guy coming out the door.
I'm on it.
Laine joined consciousness with one of the guard dogs. As the first mercenary came out with his duffel bag, the dog playfully bounded around him, wagging his tail. The dog bit the edge of the bag and started tugging.
Hey, let go.
Shoot it.
He's just being playful. What's wrong with you today?
The dog rolled over on its back and presented its belly for a scratch.
Who wants a tummy scratch?
I crept up behind and directed my gaze at that duffel bag, forcing the molecules to race faster and faster. I might have heated it a bit too much.
Ah! What the fuck? This bag is hot. Is this shit radioactive?
I hope not. I guess you'll know if your dick starts glowing in the dark. Let's get out of here.
We watched the helicopter disappear into the night sky. The first part of Plan A was complete. Now the mercenaries would take that pathogen directly to Singapore for a training conference for flight attendants. The temperature in Singapore was expected to reach 35 degrees Celsius, but no need to worry. In the central courtyard of the conference was a lovely cafe with an overhead misting machine. The mist kept patrons cool while they sipped iced lattes and frappes. The mercenaries would put the pathogen into the misting machine and infect as many people as possible with an incurable respiratory virus. Then, at the end of the 2-day conference, just as attendees were starting to feel slightly unwell, they would board flights and return home, spreading the virus across the world. That was Plan A. But we had neutralized the virus in Hellshammer. The world was safe. For now.
That's quite a training exercise, fanboy. Stopping a global pandemic.
Yes. I'm afraid the Alliance is stepping up their efforts. But on the plus side, you are ready.
Ready for what?
Whatever comes. Tomorrow I have to go somewhere, to visit a friend here on Earth.
I didn't know you had friends on Earth, other than us.
I will be away for 1 day. It is very important that you do not try to thought share with me while I am away. Can you all promise me that?
Fanboy said that all we had to do was to be present and the future would take care of itself. I thought I understood everything. Fanboy, the Laniakeans, the Cull, but it turns out I had no idea, and I was probably the last one to figure it out. He climbed up to a mountain ridge and followed a rocky trail. In the distance, he saw a whitewashed house with sky blue shutters. He could hear a faint tinkling. He peeled off his jacket in the heat and draped it over his shoulder. When he reached the front door, he raised his fist to knock, but the door opened. A man stood in the doorway, holding out a glass of water.
Fenn B, it is so very good to see you.
I was careful, Hadrian, I assure you.
Of course you were. It's fine. Come here. Let me embrace you. Oh, what have you got there?
I found it on a tree outside. I pulled it off. I hope that is okay.
That is a fig.
Can I eat it?
Yes. Here, let me wash it for you. They can sometimes be a bit dusty. Here, it is soft on the inside. You can eat the whole thing.
This is delicious.
Come out and look at my garden. I'm very proud of it.
So radiant. These leaves are extraordinary.
Those are beet greens.
I wanted to ask you a question. I cannot concentrate. I cannot stop thinking about her. I should be focused. There are many things to do. But I am happy and I have many ideas.
Was that a question? You are in love. That's all. When I had your job, I thought I was very intelligent, very sensible, but nothing prepared me for Earth. We Laniakeans have looked everywhere in the universe, but nowhere is as beautiful, as abundant as Earth. I thought it was my job to save Earth, but every time I tried to help, I ended up making things worse. The only thing that makes sense is Christina.
Where is she?
She went into the village to buy bread. Have you had fresh bread, Fenn B? I dare say it is a universe in its own right. Where was I? Oh yes, I gave up, retreated. I looked after myself. I chose a sweet life, however short, but I think you might be different. You are a better warden, Fenn B. Many colorful foods are beneath the soil. Watch this. I grabbed these stalks. See? Can you believe the color? These are carrots.
Have you been happy here?
I can't believe it most of the time. Time slows down. Life is sweet. Every moment is filled with love. Love is our highest frequency, Fenn B.
But when you left the Laniakea, you gave up infinite connection, boundless knowledge. You gave up immortality.
Connection is not love. Knowledge is not understanding. Immortality is not living. More is not better, Fenn B.
I have this idea to stay here on Earth, but I'm afraid for what is coming. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do.
You have already done what you were meant to do. You chose them.
I don't think the Laniakeans would let me stay.
Can you blame them? Why should you be happy and not them? They will try to take what is not theirs. They will fool themselves into thinking they are superior. They have suffered. They deserve a place of their own. They will tell themselves they have a right to claim this place. They will take better care of it. Only they can see its potential. But really, it's just theft. I never got to thank you for helping me escape.
I just couldn't bear the thought of you in sensory deprivation.
When I was captured by the Laniakean Authority, I wasn't even hiding. I think the director understood. He was happy to let me go, but the Authority wanted to punish me. Oh, here's Natalie. She is a goat. Give her one of these carrots. She doesn't mind the dirt.
Her eyes are very interesting.
Don't let her eat your shirt. Just tug. She'll give it back. When they put me in sensory deprivation, I had to hold on to me. I would think of a memory, every detail of it, the color of the leaves, the angle of the sun, whether there was a breeze or not. Christina.
I've heard that sensory deprivation is worse than death.
Nothing is worse than death, Fenn B, but it is frightening. You are fully conscious in a complete void. I used a trick. The goat herders in these mountains get very hot and often have to wait all day for a drink of water. They put a little stone in their mouth. They call it a thirst stone. Here, this is a good one. Try it.
I don't understand. This stone does not rehydrate me. What is its purpose?
It does not quench your thirst. It stops you thinking about how thirsty you are. I also hummed.
The Laniakeans have perfected sensory deprivation, Hadrian. There is no humming.
You can always hum. Not with your vocal cords and your lips. You hum with your mind. You just have to reconstruct the sensation, the soft vibration on the lips, the warm air wafting gently from your nostrils, the reverberation in your sinuses and skull, the lyrics, the notes dancing through your head. Yes, you can hum. Now, Fenn B, tell me about her.
Griffin, you know that the divorce between your father and I had been amicable. Mike had his new life with Emily, and that was fine. I had gotten over the hurt of being lied to. I wished them well. Besides, I could see now that there had always been something missing between Mike and I. Our marriage had become like a deserted town with tumbleweeds rolling down Main Street. I thought that I would never feel the joy of love again. But with Fanboy, I was alive. It was kind of outrageous. Sorry, you probably don't want to hear about that, but needless to say, I had a new bounce in my step as I made my way to meet your father. He had suggested we get together for one last dinner at our favorite restaurant. You know the place. But this time, he had the divorce papers for me to sign. I should have remembered that your dad liked to spring bad news on me in public places.
A senora?
A Negroni, please.
You look good, Grace.
Don't sound so surprised.
Grace, Emily wants to have kids.
That's wonderful, Mike.
Yeah, it's the next step, I guess. We've been trying to get pregnant, and so far it's... You remember how much trouble you and I had.
In the early days, yeah.
Anyway, we've decided to try IVF. They've done a bunch of tests on both of us, and, well, Grace, they tell me I have no sperm.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That can happen with mature men.
No, it's not that. I am zoo something. I've got it on my phone here. I'm azoospermic. They say I never made sperm.
Never?
Never.
So, how did...
Come on, Grace. Are you going to pretend like you don't know?
I don't know.
Who was it? Was it Paul?
Paul? No.
When I think about how upset you were about Emily, you know, how I cheated on you, it turns out you cheated first.
No, I didn't.
Look, it doesn't matter. I'm only a bit curious, but you need to tell the kids. Griffin and Kallie deserve to know. I'll give you a few days to, get your story straight.
I don't have a story.
Are you saying Kallie and Griffin are the result of macular conception?
It's immaculate.
What did I say? You know what? I don't really care. But it's truth time, Grace. At least tell them the truth.
Mike, come on. Mike, please come back and sit down. But he had already walked away. That man did like a dramatic exit. My mind was racing. I hadn't been with anybody while your father and I were married. Mike and I had tried for 6 years to have children. We'd given up. But then one day, I was pregnant. With you, Griffin. We were so happy. Then, 6 years later, Kallie came along. I was 40 when she was born. Yeah, the old biological time clock was clanging like Big Ben. The doctors called it a geriatric pregnancy. They sure know how to make a girl feel special.
Your drink, Senora.
As I swirled my drink, I racked my brains. If you and Kallie weren't Mike's, whose were you? Then it dawned on me. I took my drink and stepped out into the garden behind the restaurant. It was raining gently. I completely forgot my promise not to contact Fanboy while he was visiting his friend. I had to know.
Thought sharing commencing with Fenn B.
Gracie, I feel you.
Griffin and Kallie.
Your children, are they well?
I just found out that Mike isn't their father.
Oh. Yes.
I have a feeling you might know who their father is. Do you? Are they yours?
They are yours.
I know they're mine. I carried each of them for 9 months and pushed them out of my body. Any idea who the father is, Fanboy?
I could see how much you wanted children, Gracie. How sad it made you that you couldn't, and I knew why you couldn't, with Mike, so I helped.
You were spying on me?
Could we talk about this when I get back? Every second we thought share is dangerous.
How did you help?
Have you heard of haploid gametes?
Yes, I'm a geneticist, remember?
Mike's DNA is not optimal. Mike has several recessive genes. That is why his body does not produce viable sperm. I created haploid gametes from your DNA and then fertilized your eggs.
Are Kallie and Griffin my clones?
Yes. Well, no, not exactly. Your genes, but with extensive recombination. They aren't clones of you, but they are genetically very similar.
And you didn't think to ask me whether I would be okay with this?
I knew that children would make you very happy. They do, don't they? Make you happy?
Yes. Wait a second. That works for Kallie, but it doesn't explain Griffin. I'm female. I have no Y chromosome.
I spliced a SRY gene grouping onto one of your X chromosomes.
Where'd you get that from?
I took a small chromosomal fragment without defects from our biome bank. As Lifeform Warden, I have access to an extensive library of biological materials from Earth. A very tiny part of Griffin, the part that makes him male, is from the Laniakean biome bank.
Who is the donor?
It would be impossible to tell you. Gracie, can I please finish this later? I have to go.
How am I going to explain this? From the garden, I could see that your father had walked back into the restaurant. Fanboy, I've got to go. Mike saw that I wasn't at the table, but my coat and bag were still there. He flopped down in his chair and looked at my handbag miserably. At that moment, as I watched him from the garden, I felt sorry for him. I stepped back into the restaurant and saw that he was holding an envelope.
Ah, there you are. I almost forgot. Here are the divorce papers. If you're okay with them, sign them and send them to my lawyer. Okay, Grace? I'm not mad, Grace. It's fine. I wish you the best, really. But the kids should know the truth.
I watched Mike make his second exit for the night. What I didn't realize is that thought sharing with Fanboy set the wheels in motion for a series of very unfortunate events.
Love troubles, my friend?
I asked her not to contact me.
Ah, look who's here. Right on time.
I'm sorry, Hadrian.
Remember what I said about the thirst stone and hump?
Thank you for listening to episode 1 of season 3 of Girls' Night Out. Stay tuned for episode 2, which is coming up next. Bringing the story to life are our wonderful voice actors. Nancy Zelno as Grace, Jen Lyles is Laine, Marie Ann Watson is Clementine, Matthew Moore is Fenn B, Kate Stewart is Kallie, Christian P.K. Reeve is Cognos, Martin Lavelle is the director, Sarah Zversinuk is Zanditha S. Brock Kabarek is Hadrian. Dan Egan is Norman. Aidan Pickering is Trevor Frost. Wendy Page is Tasha Van Feline. Nevin Stoltz is Kieran O. Abigail Halen is Candace. Shay Dadak is the Alliance. Mitham MK is the Judge. Mika Vertinen is Hell's Hammer Security Guard. Chuck Galco is Security Guard and Mercenary 1. Rich Green is Mike, and Joe, Born with a Tooth. Cherie Price is Fearless Woman MC and Jillian. Greg Rogan is Paul. Kevin DeLockery is Lachlan. Liana Tang is Olivia. Joe Pavia is Lester. Viv Rain Jones is Josie. Zach Snow is Kestrel Venn. Greg Johnson is Mercenary 2. Greg Flynn is Master of Ceremonies, reporter, and board member. And unnamed roles that give the story a real texture. Christina Molina, Ryan Wiley, Lisa Spiegel, Kevin DeLockery, Nevin Stoltz, and Matthew Moore. Girls' Night Out is written by Mary Labrie and produced by Time Warp Studios. Original music, We Are Alive, was written and produced by Dan Egan. Casting, directing, sound engineering, and editing was done by Mary Labrie. Other music was Alice in Winter by Nuclear Conception, The Unexplained by Wicked Cinema, If It Ain't Rock and Roll by The Revolution, Take the Long Way Home, cover by Sly Wagon. For behind-the-scenes stories and news about the Girls' Night Out series, check out our website, timewarpstudios.com, which has links to all of our socials, or find all the details in the show notes for this podcast. Remember, episode 2 of season 3 is up next, so stay tuned, and thank you for joining us in this reality vector.